Welcome to Home from Home. I'm Bryn Watkins, and over the next 12 months I'll be your guide as we explore the regions of Hajdú-Bihar in Hungary and Bihor in Romania. On this cold October morning I've come to Hortobágy. There's currently thousands of cranes resting near here as they migrate from Finland to Africa for the winter. I'm hoping to catch a glimpse of them at some point today, but on the way I'll be showing you what you can do here in the area. I don't really know where to find the cranes, so I thought I'd start by asking here at the visitor centre for the national park. Here we have a nice selection of stuffed birds that you can find in the region. We've got a bunting down here, a falcon and a pipir. And these are the cranes. And we don't have them in England, so this is the first time in my life I've ever seen one, and they're actually quite big. So yeah, my plan was to just go walking out onto the plains on my own and try and find them, but they're actually quite scary, especially if I'm going to be surrounded by thousands of them. So I think maybe I should go find a guide. Got a nice aerial map of the whole region here. There's Debrecen over there where I live, and then if you look just down here you can see this is the village of Hortobágy. This is where we are at the moment, and this region around here is where the national park is.
Hortobágy. When they hear this word, most people think of the national park and the puszta. However, there's a village called Hortobágy in Hajdú-Bihar county as well. The village of Hortobágy, with its 1,500 inhabitants, lies around 30 kilometers from Debrecen and became an independent settlement in 1966. It is in the middle of the huge Hortobágy National Park, which covers an area of 82,000 hectares. The park is a World Heritage Site and spreads out over 4 counties. Here can be found the biggest grassland in Central Europe. It's a land endowed with a special history, with valuable flora and fauna, and with unique Hungarian traditions. The surface of the land was formed into a perfect plain by the river Tisza and its tributary streams. From a bird's eye view, it seems like a huge carpet with a silver string in the middle that is the river Hortobágy. Besides the huge salt lake and grass-covered meadows, we can find here backwaters, marshland and fish ponds, which serve as habitats for birds. Over 300 bird species live in the park. During the spring and the autumn, thousands of migratory birds take a rest in the area. Hortobágy is Hungary's biggest bird hotel. In autumn you can see mainly the migration of cranes.
So, I've seen some dead cranes, but the plan was to find the real ones. I've arranged for a guide to come pick me up here, to come show me the national park. Apparently their car will have a crane on the side, and that's how I'll know. Ah, there they are. Good. No, stop, come back, stop! So, here I am at the bird hospital, which is where my guide works. So, hopefully this should be the best place to find her. I can see the car, but I can't actually see the guide, but she must be here somewhere. Ah! You must be Heini.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Bryn.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You're going to show me the cranes, yes? You're my guide.
Yes, yes. But I show you at first the bird hospital.
Ah, good idea. Let's go.
The bird hospital in Hortobágy is open to the public, and there's a small museum where visitors can learn about the birds that live in the national park.
Heini explained to me that electricity cables can be dangerous for large birds. Pylons with a load charge are installed at the hospital to train birds to avoid them. So this is the hospital then, this is where they have the operations?
Yes.
This hospital is a rescue station in the national park. Since 1991 it has treated hundreds of injured birds, many from endangered species.
After their operation, the birds are kept inside for a few days or weeks. But that certainly doesn't make them tame.
This is the first voliere. We can't go inside, but we can see the birds for this hole.
So this is where they live after the operations?
Yes.
So they can fly?
At first they are in the hospital,
Yeah.
inside, and after it here. And this is the electricity pylon. What about I told you inside?
Ah, yeah. And that's why they get trained not to sit on the wires. Yeah.
Yes. And I give you this notice about rescuing birds.
Ah,
And
yes. Thank you very much. Lots
you're
of
welcome.
useful information.
Yes.
So this is where
Once they have recovered, the birds spend some time living in an outdoor voliere before being released back into the wild. Some have missed their migration to warmer countries, so they will have to stay here all winter, waiting for their species to return in the spring.
Értem. I understand. I'm the same actually. I always go anywhere that people will give me food. So I know how they feel.
I'm sorry, I have to go, but I offer you to try the eagle in the playground.
I'll go play on the playground.
And or the well, and we will meet at about 4 o'clock. Okay?
Yep. And then we'll go find the cranes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So until 4 o'clock, I suppose I'll go find something else to do. We'll meet up with Heini later to go find the cranes. But now let's see what else you can do in Hortobágy. Woo! Right, this here is a traditional well that's been used here in the Hungarian plains for centuries. Ugh. I've never done it before, but I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, the water table here is very high, so you can just, any hole will be filled up with water, and this is how you get the water out. You're watching? It's very difficult. Ugh. Oh, that wasn't bad. See? Ooh. I can see why we invented the tap. I think I'd make a good farmer's wife, no? Oh, good. For centuries now, Hungarians have used the grasslands of the puszta for grazing animals. Some very special species have developed and I'm going to go meet them soon. But before I do that, I want to find out a bit more about the lives and traditions of the famous Hungarian cowboys and shepherds that look after them. And the best place to do that is here, in the Pasta Museum, the Shepherd Museum.
The Pastor Museum is a small exhibition that presents the history of animal herding on the Hungarian plains. You can find out how herding developed in the region, what the herdsmen wore and ate, and how their lifestyle revolved around the animals they looked after.
And best of all, it's full of highly realistic models of the herdsmen in action. The Hungarian puszta is a plain that stretches for hundreds of miles. Understandably, this makes it quite windy. If you're working out there, you build yourself one of these to keep yourself safe from the wind. It's called a vashaló, which means iron, as in the thing that you blacken your clothes with. And it's built of reeds and wood. You can put it up in just a few hours, and it has an open roof, so there's space in the middle for you to make a fire and cook your goulash, a Hungarian national dish, which means cowboy. There's a picture here of the 9-arch bridge as it used to look before it was restored. I have to say, I think it looked a lot nicer then. This is the 9-arch bridge. It was built in the 19th century, it crosses the river Hortobágy, and it's the symbol of the whole region. You've actually got really great views over the puszta from up here, because it's so flat here you can see for miles across the marshland, but for some reason they didn't think it would be a good idea to build a footpath, so this is my only way to walk across. This is traditional Hortobágy black pottery. It's baked in such a way in the fire, traditionally, that it makes it go black, and when it's glazed it has these designs across it. And it's very typical of the region. I think it's quite stylish, it would look quite good in my living room. However, here the most important thing that I have found is I am not the only foreigner wandering lost around the puszta. Here is Federica from Italy, my new best friend. We're going to go have some traditional Hungarian lunch, szlámbocs, and then we're going to go, well, wander around looking at animals and things. Yeah, a bit of, you know, traditional Hungarian fun.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Let's go to eat something.
Food time. I should probably just put that back. I'm here now with József Kárnod, a local potter. But instead of showing me how to make pots, he's actually going to show me how to cook a traditional dish of the Hortobágy. This is going to be szlámbocs. It's what cowboys would have eaten because it's very easy to make on the plains. You just need a fire and one pot. And it's very simple. It's just bacon and bacon fat with potatoes and pasta. And I've heard it's very, very nice, but I've never tried it before. At the moment, all we have in the pot is the bacon and the fat, and that will be heated over the open fire for a while until we add the potatoes and then we add the pasta. Yeah, I've never cooked anything this big before, but I'm sure it'll be delicious. Oh, got the smoke in my eyes. As you can see, like a lot of Hungarian food, it begins with very large quantities of pig fat. Delicious, if not the most healthy thing in the world. This is the most important ingredient of a good szlámbocs. It's the fat and bacon of the Mongolica pig. It's a traditional breed that's only found here in the Hortobágy region. It's very hairy, and the fat has no cholesterol in it, which I think is, well, good news. Right, so the bacon and the bacon fat have been frying now for a while. You do it until the fat is all melted and the bacon is slightly brown. And next comes potatoes, and lots of them. Gosh, you can really hear them frying, can't you? And then you put it back over the fire and you mix it all around so that all of the potatoes are steeped in the pig fat. And then you just leave it to cook. This is the next ingredient, pasta. What you have to do is break it up, and then when the potatoes are finished, we'll put it in. We need lots of it, so I'd better get working. Oh, it's sharp. Ow. Pretty vicious stuff. So sharp that when you break it, it actually cuts its own way out of the plastic bag. And this is the last one. And now it's time to add it. Here is the bacon and the potatoes. They've been topped up with water and they've been cooking now for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And once they start to boil, it's time for the pasta. But before that, I think I'll just give it a little try. Right, so now we're adding the pasta, and I've been told there's a special way you have to do it. You take just a little bit, as you, and then you put it right into the middle of the bowl. So now it's been cooking for about half an hour, 40 minutes. And when it begins to dry, you spin the pan, weighs about 40 kilos, you take it off and you roll the whole mixture. And as you can see, the whole mass is beginning to solidify together. On the bottom, it goes crispy. You turn it over, you break it back up, mix it all together, and then put it back over the heat. It's starting to smell really, really good. Yum, yum, yum. And this is how you know it's done. It goes crispy on top, bright red, and begins to look like a loaf of bread. So after all this time, and I'm really hungry now, I think we can eat it. My very own portion of homemade schlabots. You'll eat vadiot. It's not bad, it's not bad. Oh, and it's very warming, yeah.
And hot.
And hot, exactly. I can imagine it being exactly what you need after 12 hours in the wind on the puszta looking after loads of cows. It's good.
This guided tour is organized 3 or 4 times a day, mainly for the visitors of the puszta. You can see all kinds of animals on the tour.
You are so cute! Hello, hello, hello.
These are the hairy Mangalica pigs that provide the fat and bacon for the schlabots. These Racka sheep are another Hortobágy breed easily recognizable from their unique twisted spiral horns. They are kept for meat and milk, and their wool is used to make the traditional shaggy herdsman cloaks. The huge grey cattle can weigh up to a ton. They are bred for their meat and were once walked to the markets as far away as Vienna and Venice.
Those horns look pretty lethal though.
Yes.
Reckon, could they kill a man?
Before they are tamed, the horses also live semi-wide alongside the cattle.
I find cows quite scary personally, so if I was living in a field with some cows, I'd be a bit like, I'd probably stay out of the way as well.
The herdsmen have a house on the plain and used to stay there for months to look after the animals of people in the city. Now all the animals belong to the national park and are kept mainly to conserve these rare breeds. But sometimes the animals are put to work. When steering the cart, the cowboy directs each cow individually. They know their names and recognize the special words for stop, go, left and right that the cowboys call out.
Oh, they're really smooth. They're nice. Oh, he looks very serious. I think that's enough touching this monster of death. I think that's good now.
The horsemen are perhaps the most famous part of life in the Hortobágy. Each builds a strong relationship with his horse, which is very well trained. Here they are making their horses lie down. In the past it was done so that the horsemen could hide behind them from the enemies.
That one over there is actually eating as well. So, oh, have a quick lie down, have a little snack. I can relate to these horses.
The Koch 5 got its name from a painting by the Austrian painter Ludwig Koch. It isn't an old tradition, but it is a way for the horsemen to prove their expertise.
Now that was cool.
And you can try it now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, me on a horse?
Yes, you want to horse.
I've been on a horse once in my life, many, many years ago. Oh, this isn't that bad. I could be a cowboy. Oh, actually no, I couldn't. It's quite good up here because it's so flat that just being on the top of a horse means you can see for absolutely miles. I feel very at one with nature now. This is Bora, my new best friend. He's been here for 5 years. And he's the second horse that I've ever been on. And he was much nicer than the first one, which is very, very unfriendly. Ja, mieć nawet od. Very graceful. Köszönöm szépen, Bora. Thank you very much. It was very interesting.
Have a nice time.
Bye-bye. Viszlát. I am freezing.
Yeah, me too. Let's drink this.
The best way to warm up.
Yes.
Egészségedre.
Egészségedre.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No.
Much warmer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello, Heidi. Yeah, it was a lovely day. Mwah. Farewell. Oh yeah, I see them. Yeah, I see them.
The cranes are flying in flocks in a characteristic V formation. The bird at the front gets easily tired, so they are continuously changing their places. A crane is usually 110–120 centimeters long. Its wingspan is about 190–220 centimeters, and it can weigh up to 6 kilograms. It eats mainly grass, plants, insects, and sometimes fish, small mammals, or baby birds. The lifespan of a crane is around 20 years. Every year the cranes arrive here with the cold fronts from Northern Europe, mainly from Finland. They stay here from October till the chilly winter and leave through Sicily or the Bosporus to North Africa, Tunis or Sudan for the winter.
And after we stop and see them.
If we go that way?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, let's go. I never thought I'd be a bird watcher, but it's actually quite fun.
During their stay in the Hortobágy, the cranes feed all day and they return to these marshlands at night where they can sleep safe from the predators. In just a few more days they will be gone, flying off to Africa to enjoy a winter in the sun.
So, I found the cranes, and I have to say, they're really cool. It's amazing. There's thousands and thousands of birds flying overhead like some kind of oil slick. There's this incredibly flat landscape I can see for miles, and a blood red sunset over there behind you. And yeah, it's good. It's very impressive. But it's been a very long day, so I think I shall make like the cranes and go to bed. But I'm sure you'll come join us next time on Home from Home. See ya.